Mike Moore Media.
I'm talking to Randy Hunt, director of the Small Business Center at Rockingham Community College. Always glad to have Randy on the program. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are things going?
Things are going well, and I know we have a lot to talk about with Small Business Center at RCC, so let's jump right in.
Oh, sure. I guess maybe I should start with the history of the Small Business Center and why we're here, so it makes a little bit of sense. Mm-hmm. Back in the early '80s, the North Carolina State Legislature made the decision that they wanted to become the number one business-friendly state in the nation for small businesses.
Okay.
So they put their money where their mouth is, and they decided to fund small business centers here in North Carolina. I think that was in 1984, if I'm not mistaken. And with that decision, another decision was made: is how do we make these small business centers effective for all North Carolinians? And they decided, well, hey, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Let's make them accessible. Let's house them as the community colleges. And in so doing, every North Carolinian is within 30 minutes of a community college. In theory, is what they said, and that's before the traffic that we have since the 80s. Mm-hmm. So now that they've got community colleges, they have small business centers in all the community colleges in North Carolina, and we have a network where we're housed at the college. We report through the college, but we're not quite. We don't deliver the exact same services that the college does because we're a little bit different. You don't have to be enrolled in the college to take the small business classes. We don't offer that same curriculum. We don't offer a degree program. What we do is just offer classes in individualized areas of importance. And what I mean by that is I can offer classes here in Rockingham County that are not going to be offered in other parts of the state. And I like to give this example, and I guess it might be getting a little old at this point, but I would never offer a class in marine fisheries law here at RCC because we're 240 miles away. But Carteret Community College would, and they probably wouldn't offer any classes in the far eastern part of the state on wineries, where we could offer some of those classes here. So it's kind of unique that we can tailor make our programming here at the college directly around the needs of our citizens here in the area.
That's exactly right, and that's what makes the small business centers 50-some. How many community colleges are there in our state? 50-something, isn't there?
54.
54. Okay.
If I got my numbers correct, I think it's 54 is the last I've heard.
Yeah. Okay. And it's good that they each are personalized for where they are in our state, and good things happening right here in Rockingham County with our small business center.
Oh, absolutely. So the way we kind of work is I have an advisory board that consists of some of the members of the Chamber of Commerce, small business, county economic development, some from the business center here at the college, because those people should have their finger on the pulse of small business. If they're doing their job correctly, they should know what's going on. Right. So that advisory board kind of leads me in certain directions where I need to concentrate some of my efforts. And you know what, having those, especially with the chamber, having those contacts, they can do some great referrals here to the Small Business Center.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So a pretty good connection. So a lot of people wonder, well, what exactly do you do at the Small Business Center? Well, yes, of course, we offer 7 core classes that everybody needs to know if they're going to open a small business. Those would be just generally how to start your small business, how to fund that small business, how to identify your customers, how to market to those customers, how to handle your finances, your basic bookkeeping, and probably the one that no one likes but everybody needs to know is how to handle your taxes. Because I joke around, doesn't matter how much money you make, it's how much money you keep.
Yeah, right.
So you want to make sure that you make the right decisions when you're forming your business. And those things, those core classes are mandatory by the state that they need to be offered at least once a year. But that's new since COVID. It used to be that we offered them twice a year up until a couple of years ago. But we continue to offer them probably 3 times a year here because we constantly have a pipeline of entrepreneurs coming into the system. And we just don't want to make anybody wait to follow their dream and open their new business. Because ultimately, the reason that we're created, yes, we want to be business friendly, but why do we want to be business friendly in North Carolina? And the answer is very simple. It's because we need to create jobs. Jobs are good for the economy. Jobs help pay taxes. Those jobs, build schools. They build infrastructure. They help with social services. So the more people that we can have working in the state, the healthier the state's going to be. So this initiative that they kicked off in 1984 with the small business centers, for the last 2 years, and take it with a grain of salt from where it's coming from, CNBC has ranked North Carolina the #1 business-friendly state in the nation. So,
and when I hear you say that, and I've heard that from economic development, and then on the state level, when you talk about our state being #1 as a business-friendly, that really makes a statement, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, you think about, well, what does that mean for us? Did you know the best city in the United States for STEM workers is right here in North Carolina, and it's Raleigh. And we've got 13 Fortune 500 companies that have located here in North Carolina. And right now we've got close to 1 million small businesses. So, and you think about that 13 Fortune 500 companies, but when you think about business, a lot of people think about the Apples and the Amazons and the big companies, but really 97% of all the businesses in the world are small businesses.
97% of all the businesses in the world are small business. Wow.
Right. And in North Carolina, the small businesses that we have employ over 1.7 million small business employees. So that's pretty decent number.
Yeah.
In North Carolina, we've got higher than the world average. The small businesses account for 99.6 of North Carolina's total business. So if you round up, we're practically 100% small businesses here.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and we just had Small Business Saturday just this past weekend, and I read something online the other day, Randy, about $100 you spend with a small business makes such a big impact right here in our community in Rockingham County as compared to $100 spent at, say, a Walmart or a big national chain.
If you spend your money at a big chain, that money immediately evaporates out of our community. It's just gone. It goes into a commercial account, and then it goes to their corporate headquarters, wherever that is. If you spend that same money with a local business, it tends to change hands 7 times. So that's 7 times more powerful if you want to make an impact in your local community.
Yeah. Wow. When I hear you give these important numbers, it really does make an impact in how important small business is across our state, across our nation, and right here in our county.
Oh, absolutely. So when you think about it, where's the money being spent? What is our North Carolina's gross domestic product? And the top contributors to our state's GDP are, believe it or not, finance, which makes sense because when you think about Charlotte being the financial hub of the country, insurance is is the next one in line. It's another financial industry.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate sector is next, and then manufacturing falls in. But those four represent 38% of our GDP in North Carolina.
Wow.
And also, when you think about North Carolina industry and where our money is spent and how that goes, or what are the big things? What's the future in North Carolina? Well, heck, it's aerospace. When you think about the airports that we have, we think about Boom Jet, we think about Honda Jet. That's going to be big. Biotech and pharmaceuticals huge. And you know that those startups can be small and just grow and grow. And you think about Research Triangle Park and the work that's been doing there, and the financial and business services. Those three, with financial and business services, they're ranked the top 5 best. They're ranked in the top 5 best for business for the last 12 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So. Mm-hmm. And North Carolina, we're booming. Where do we rank with the entire United States? We're about 13th
mm-hmm.
With our economy. So there are a lot of good things going on, and we at the Small Business Center want to help make sure that folks know exactly how to operate their business. I got a letter today from a gentleman that has created well, I don't want to tell too many secrets. 75-year-old gentleman, and I do a little bit of woodworking, that on the side.
Yeah, beautiful work, yeah.
and this guy's created a jig to join some different types of woods that normally you would never be able to put together. And it's going to be my job to help make sure that this thing makes it to the market, and that we help this gentleman do that, because along with everything else, I'm throwing a bunch of numbers around, but this is quality of life for Rockingham County residents, mm-hmm. and it can go across the whole world. So that's what we do. Everything that we offer here is free to anybody in the community. Our classes are free. We try to do a ton of online classes simply because that's sort of the direction that the country's gone in the last few years. But we also offer one-on-one counseling, business counseling. And again, those are free services always.
We like free. Free is always good. Free counseling and classes at the Small Business Center at Rockingham Community College. Such a resource, such an important tool in starting and keeping your small business going. Randy Hunt, how do we get in touch with you? What's the best way?
The best way is probably shoot me an email at huntr7156@rockinghamcc.edu, or they can simply get a call here at the college at 342-4261 and just ask for me, and they'll send you to my extension.
Okay. And what about online, your Facebook page, things like that?
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, and you can also follow us through the college. It's really easy to get to our section of the college website. Just follow the prompts through the continuing education part of the homepage, and it'll lead you right to me and my coworkers here at the Con Ed department, and you can nail us down at the Small Business Center. And if you are tech savvy like that and you want to open an internet business, we're not only doing our startup series coming up in January, but we're also bringing our complete series of internet sales.
Oh, wow.
And building your website all the way to selling from Amazon to Etsy to eBay, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, my goodness, there's just so much going on there. So many good things. Randy, always great to talk to you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Mike. We appreciate your service to the community.
Thank you for the good work you do in the Small Business Center. We'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir.
Bye. That's Randy Hunt. He is director of the Small Business Center at Rockingham Community College.